How's it going, guys? Today I'm going to show you the Prime 1S goggle from TOPSKY. Got it in the mail a couple days ago, been flying around. Really want to give you my impressions, what it's like, right after this. Okay, what actually comes in the box? Let's start off with that. So when we get it and open up the box, this is how we're kind of greeted. You got your 3M foam right there. I really like how they put this piece of foam in there. In the earlier reviews that I saw, know that these pieces broke right here, and I guess that's why they included this foam. So the packaging is actually very well done. It's just kind of snug in there. So this is not the first unboxing. I've actually put this back in just to show you. It's got some 3M foam. What is that? Microfiber cloth. It comes with two black antennas that are completely useless, and then a USB cable, and then that's about it. And then you have your TOPSKY goggles. No, it didn't come with these. I put these on just because you need to know that they are RP SMA connectors, so you might have to get adapters. I had to do that. So there's one thing that straight off the bat I wish it had included. I know these are supposed to be definitely more budget friendly type goggles, but the AV-in, I really wish it came with the AV-in, especially since it's supposed to be budget friendly, and even if you don't have your quad yet, you should be able to hook this up to your computer to actually to use the sim with it, because a lot of people, when they first buy a cheap pair of goggles, a lot of times they're still on a simulator type of thing. That's just it's my opinion. Okay, looking around the goggles, so you have this piece right here is just plastic. Not sure what it does. I guess just aesthetics. Not sure what comes off though, but there's that. The build quality, it actually feels surprisingly well made. Like, the plastic isn't very cheap feeling. It doesn't feel like it's just gonna snap in your hands. This part right here, yeah, that feels cheap, but it does nothing, so I guess it's perfectly fine. Okay, so you got your power button, which you hold down for 5 seconds and it'll turn on, and you hold it again 5 seconds and it'll turn it off. Here, that's to take a picture of it, and if you press the record button, it'll record obviously. Right here is your DVR joystick. If you hold it down, it will flip into your DVR that you've already recorded, and then you can scroll around and look at what you already recorded. Over here, that is your menu. Sorry, your menu and your mode. So if you click it, that'll put you into AV-in mode. If you press it down, it'll go into your settings. And then you have your band here, your channel here, and then right over here is your search button. You just hold it down and then it'll start searching through all of its bands. It actually works very well, and it doesn't take too long. It took about 15 seconds for me to find mine. The buttons are very well labeled. I was very, very surprised by that and happy by that. So you get your power button. To turn it on, you hold it for 5 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, see? And the light turns on. And then you should be able to start seeing in there. Nice, right? And it already says no DVR. On the back right here is for your micro SD card. It feels like it goes in upside down. I mean, you turn where the wording is upside down and you put it in. I don't know, maybe that's how all of them are. But strange, but it'll work. Turn it off, you hold it again for 5 seconds, and then it'll turn itself off. So it's very simple. I wish the LEDs were a little bit brighter. Like over here, this one turns red when you plug it in, but it's very, very subtle. I guess at night you would see it a lot easier, but yeah, it is what it is. Now moving on to the bottom, right here, focus Stingy. Okay, over here you have your RX on and off, so when you plug it into your DVR or into your sim, that's where you can turn that off. Right here you have your IPDs, your IPDs, yeah. That makes it a little wider. You can see right here. And then your diopters, they'll kind of go in and out. For me, I found out I got a prescription of a negative 1.75. When I take it off and I wear them, I have no problems focusing at all. I can get it just about right. Funny thing is, when I wear my contacts, I have an issue. Like I'm looking at it, and then after just a couple seconds, like I feel like it's out of focus. At least parts of it are out of focus. It could be just my contacts. Just don't like how close it is. I'm not sure. It could just be me. But it's something to think about. But your mileage may vary. You got your headphone jack. I have not used yet, so I cannot tell you about it. Over here's your USB. Your USB jack. That's where you plug it in and charge. I have noticed that you can charge while you use it, so that's another option if you want to hook it up to a power bank while you do it. Right here, that's where the battery is at. You guys can look at other reviews to actually see. When you pull it out, there is actually space, depending on how far forward or back your diopters are. You might actually have more room to put in a bigger battery, but you know, it depends on you. All right, moving on to the back. Right here, that's where you have your foam that goes against your face. I haven't had any issues with the actual foam itself. I have a feeling it's probably not going to last super long, but it definitely does the job. It gives me enough cushion, at least for my face, that this part doesn't actually bother me. It doesn't adhere very well. The 3M double-sided tape that they use, it's not very strong. It keeps on coming off and you have to keep on pressing it on. So maybe a Velcro type of system might work a little better. I'm not sure. They did give you another foam. It's the same size, so I guess if it falls off too bad, you can always put another one on. Moving on to the nose piece. For me, like, it just fits right on. I can kind of feel it. I wish this was maybe just a tiny bit bigger, but it doesn't hurt. Maybe a piece of foam would help when I wear it for a little bit. I mean, and I take it off, it does get just a tiny bit red here from it just setting on it, but you know, glasses do that too when you put it on. So keep that in mind if you want to buy one of these. I get a pretty, I would say a large, no, maybe not too large of a head. Maybe just, it's like a 7.5 inch hat size that I wear. So it's not, I don't have a huge head, but it does fit. Here, let me show you. This is what everybody seems to miss. They never actually put the thing on and show it. So when it goes on, I'm gonna try really hard. I hope you guys can see this. It actually covers very well for me. Yeah. So when I put it on, like, I'm not sure if you can tell, but it actually fits just right around. Like, I was afraid that this part right here was gonna be too sharp and like dig in, but it actually goes right where it needs to. There's like a, probably, I'd say maybe a 1/4 of an inch on both sides that's being, that there's a gap that's being filled by the foam. Now on the bottom, which I'm almost positive you cannot tell. So on the bottom right through here, there is a tiny bit of light leakage. I don't have them on right now, so I can, if I look all the way to the left and all the way to the right, looking at my nose basically, I can see just a tiny bit of light. But when I have my goggles turned on, I have no issue, so I don't even notice it. So take that as you will. Maybe a piece of foam on the nose and that would take care of it completely anyways. but as you can tell, it actually covers the whole way, and it is not too narrow that it digs in. At least this is for my head. Obviously, your mileage will vary depending on what type of head you have and stuff like that. Alright, moving on to the things that aren't so great. That I don't know if maybe I just got a defective model, because I haven't heard anybody else talking about this. But when you watch the DVR inside your goggles, it shows up, there's like lines in between it. It kind of, it's not a very good picture for some reason. I mean, it's definitely viewable and to watch and stuff like that. And the picture seemed bigger than the screen is itself, which is very weird. And I only noticed this because like part of my voltage on the top left is cut off whenever you're viewing it. But when you actually put the SD card in a computer and play it, it seems perfectly fine. So I don't know if that just has something to do with my particular set of goggles, that they're not calibrated right or something like that. But that is definitely something to know about. I really wish they had include the AV cables, because I really want to test this out for like flying a sim, because I believe that probably everybody that's like me in my range of probably buying the first set of goggles, and they want to make sure they kind of touches all the bases. The fact that it's got this 3mm jack input is kind of odd. It could just be me. You guys might know the awesome way of doing it. If you know a perfect way of taking it from your computer and put it into your goggles for a 3mm jack, please leave me a comment down below so I can test these out. And another thing, another downfall is the screens. Yeah, they're 640 by 480, each one is. So when you're actually viewing it, you actually can see each individual pixels, which it's not horrible. I mean, it's definitely viewable and usable, but being able to see a whole bunch of pixels, that's a little bit of a downfall. Moving on to the battery. It comes with a 2000 milliamp hour battery. It's a 1S. Like, it's probably why it says Prime 1S. No, horrible joke. So it's all right. I get about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes when it's just completely on. That might be a good time for most goggles. I'm not really sure, but I highly doubt it. I don't know. It seems short to me. I don't know why. But one good thing is that you can actually plug into your USB and start charging it from like a power bank or something like that, and just keep flying, and it seems to charge while it's on. So that's a good thing, right? When it's on, like, you don't see any voltage for the actual goggles anywhere. I mean, yeah, it gives you a low voltage warning when the power is low. But I actually found out how you can actually at least see the battery. If you actually just touch the power button, it'll bring up a little icon on the display for you, and then you can at least get a general idea of what the power is. So like here, let's see if I can. Oh, maybe it's the wrong side. Oh, almost. Sorry, it's in the way. Let me try again. I swear, I am a professional. Blink. There it is. So it shows you that. That's at least. I only stumbled across that when trying to turn it off, because you have to hold it for 5 seconds to turn it on, and 5 seconds to turn it off. So it's good to know. One thing. The first couple times I tried recording my DVR, like I pressed it and I could have sworn it said recording, but like the first 2 times I did it, it just wasn't recording. There's nothing there. So I don't know if it's if it was user error, but ever since then, like when I press it and it'll blink and it says record the whole time, it'll kind of blink and say record the whole time. And so you at least know it's recording. So it might just be me. Now, I'm going to show you what I have been using before I got these goggles. And it was this monstrosity here. I was using the Eachine, was that ROTG version 2, and I plugged into a phone. Alright? If some of you are using this and you haven't experienced real goggles yet, there is a significant difference. I'm gonna put that out there. It's like going from imagine going from like 22 frames per second to a 60 frames per second goggle. Your response time is significantly better. Anybody that tells you otherwise is straight up lying to you. Once you actually see it, it's night and day. Unfortunately, I don't have anybody around me that flies or anything like that, so I've never actually had a chance to test out any real goggles before these. But I am very, very surprised and very happy. So, coming from a person who is still very new at FPV, has not that much money to be able to spend, was this a good decision? And I believe yes. Like I struggled whether or not I wanted to get these type of goggles or box goggles. Like for the longest time, I was trying to get the Amoy goggles, and I found some that were $200 that were used, and I almost went with that. But these came along, and I was like, you know what? My wife won't kill me nearly as badly if I get these. So that's what I did. And I'm thoroughly surprised. Yeah, the resolution on the screen could be a little better. You wouldn't see, it wouldn't be so pixelated when you fly and stuff like that. But that actually, that went away. I mean, technically, on this, what I have in here is the V20, and that's a 1440p screen. So yeah, I don't see the pixels and stuff like that, and it looks a little better on the phone, obviously, but it really doesn't make that much difference. Your flying experience is still very enjoyable, even with a lower pixel count. One thing I have noticed from other goggles I have tried on at Grayson Hobby, I went up there and tried them out and stuff like that. When you put on the binocular ones, like the EV100s, like I put them on and I saw the screen for a second, and they were like super tiny, and they were like, it felt like they were super far away, like it was this tiny screen super far away that you just had to kind of glance at and stuff like this. These are a lot better. It feels more like a screen that's a lot closer. You can actually still see a little of when it's on, you can see on the top and the bottom a little bit, it kind of reflects a little bit of the light that's coming off of the screen. That only marginally bothered me at first, but it went away. So these are, I guess the field of view of these are pretty good. I guess they're like, I think they said it was like 80 or something or another. While these, when I put these on, it really felt like that screen was like way up here. So for me, going from like VR goggles down to something with a significantly big screen for FPV, like the field of view got a lot smaller and a lot more narrow. So it's not too hard. I actually don't have to look too far away. Like I can pretty much keep my eyes almost straight when I fly, except for the fact that I don't think anybody looks straight ahead while they fly, or else you can get like, what is that called? You get dizzy. So I don't know. When I fly, I always look where I'm going, just like when I drive a car. So I never look just straight ahead. But yeah, so would I recommend these to buy? For people like me that might not have that much money, that aren't sure what's out there, I would have to say, at least for me, in my face, in my head, it fits really well. It's compact enough that I can take it with me since I do travel a lot for my job. That I can put it in my suitcase or my backpack. Actually, this will definitely go in my backpack, and it's not going to be nearly as cumbersome as like something like this. And these are significantly smaller than like the box goggles would be, like way out to here. It's like big monstrosities. Granted, box goggles you get a nicer screen, but I seem to be rambling. So, would I recommend these? Yes. For people in my position, yes. If you want to go and spend $500 on goggles, then you probably wouldn't be watching this video anyways. But for somebody who wants good DVR, I'll cut to DVR in a minute. Who wants good DVR, good reception, surprisingly, something that's decently lightweight. It's kind of mixture of a goggle, of the box goggles and the binocular goggles. I believe that they did a pretty good job. But I've only been flying them for a couple days. If I find out that these turn up to suck really bad, or if I'm really unhappy, I will definitely make another video and let you guys know. Thanks for watching. See you guys later.
Yeah.